today we're going to be talking about our operating system's final project. So I'm going to talk about my very first bare bone simple operating system, which is right here. Well, this is basically a bootloader. This is the bootloader code written in assembly, which we will be compiling and booting in as an ISO file into VirtualBox in a little bit. So this is just a simple boot sector program that runs in 16-bit mode. It sets up a stack and data segments, then it prints a message, which is this, to the screen using BIOS interrupt. This BIOS interrupt. And the last 2 bytes are basically the boot signature, which just tells the BIOS that this is a bootable sector. We also have a makefile. This makefile is just it basically just compiles my assembly code into binary file. It creates a disk image, and it just lets us test our assembly code, or this assembly code, by letting us run QEMU commands. So now let's build and test our OS. So for this, I'm going to run this command, which is just make run. And now you see it's compiling, and now you see that it works in QEMU. You can see our message is displayed, so that's working properly. So let's exit out real quick. So now let's create a bootable ISO that we can use in VirtualBox. So first, let me just create a directory which will hold our files for the ISO. So we're just gonna do make directory, and we're gonna name it cd ISO. So once that's created, I'll copy our boot.bin file, which is this. This is the binary file for the bootloader, this bootloader. And we're just going to copy that into our, the directory that we just created. So cd ISO, and let's just make sure that it's there. You can see it's there. Okay, now I'll create the ISO image by using the make ISO file system command. So for that, we just write mk ISO fs, then we're going to specify an output file -o, and we're just going to call it my first.iso. Then we're going to specify the binary file that we copied, so boot.bin. And for this, we're gonna do no emulation, so no emul boot. And also we're just going to specify the bootload size, so bootload size, which is just 1 sector. And last but not the least, we're going to specify the directory that this boot file is in, so cd ISO. So this command just basically creates the ISO image named myfirst.iso that uses our boot.bin file as the boot image. The no emul or emul boot option tells the system not to emulate a floppy disk, and the boot load size 1 just specifies that our boot image is 1 sector or 512 bytes in size. So you can see that ran perfectly, and now we have our ISO image. So now it's time to test this in VirtualBox, but first let me get this ISO file. So for that, I'm just going to go to my file manager, because I'm using WSL for this, or Windows Subsystem for Linux, so I'm just going to get my the ISO file that we just created. So here, go to Documents, Code. So this is the ISO file. This is the ISO file that we just created. So let me just copy that and paste it into my downloads folder. So now it's there. Then we're gonna open up VirtualBox and just create a new machine. And we're gonna let's name this my first OS. And we're just gonna attach the ISO file, which is there in my downloads folder. Now click finish, and let's just start this program. As you can see, it's loading up. Just wait a couple seconds. It shouldn't take that long. You can see it's still loading, still loading. And now, there it is, our very first operating system running in VirtualBox. Here's the message that we coded, and well, it's up and working. Well, it's just a simple bootloader that displays a message, but it's the very first step in OS development. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. This is just the beginning of my journey into OS development. In the future, I'll probably make more videos about this, and I'll probably expand on this to add more functionality like keyboard inputs, file systems, paging, maybe even a simple shell or command line. I do plan on writing a kernel in C++, but we'll see where it goes. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye now.